and gentlemen, and whatever glamorous chaos exists in between, welcome back to the Couch Potato Queens. I'm Mackenzie, your resident shade queen, fashion critic, and professional hater when necessary. And trust me, tonight, it's necessary. We're diving into RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 9, Heavens to Betsey. And after that reading challenge, some of these queens should be arrested for verbal assault. Then we hit the runway for a Betsey Johnson-inspired fashion showdown where some queens served and others, well, let's just say Betsey would rather do another cartwheel than claim them. So grab your drinks, clutch your pearls, and get ready because we're spilling all the tea, dragging all the flops, and having way too much fun doing it. Let's get into it. Welcome, my sweet angel Dakota. How are you doing? And are you ready to be messy as fuck?
Yes. I'm ready to get Betsey, girl.
Yeah, Betsey.
Such a good, cute episode. Like, I know Betsey Johnson was in, I think was in season 3 on Raja's season, I believe. But she's like literally one of my favorite designers. I've always loved how fun and charismatic and like whimsical and girly and feminine her designs are. I literally have like 6 Betsey Johnson purses, and you all know them because they have a huge bow somewhere on them, and they're like just super, super gaudy. And I have probably like 10 wallets from her. Love.
Give me just 1 second. I'm sharing our live on my Twitter and my Facebook. And so how did you enjoy the episode so far?
I liked it. Of course, another one of my favorites, the mini challenge, was the reading challenge. So it already started off good, and one of my favorite designers was a guest judge and a mentor. So It was good. I don't feel like the episode had that much drama compared to like some of the other episodes.
It really didn't. Jason Sparks said, "Oh, look at there, my favorite lady, the gorgeous Dakota." Fuck my drag, right? And then Raphael, one of my favorite design challenges of a U.S. season of Drag Race. Yes, Raphael, we are going to get into that. So let's just get right into this shit. Let's see. Why won't this add?
Sorry, y'all. We're running a little bit behind today.
There we go. Hi, Joseph Collins. It's going to be a good week. We got a roast. Gaga's going to drop a new album, and God's going to drop a new pope all in the same week. And we get the season finale, and we get the reunion of the traders on Thursday. So it is a very good week. Very, very, very good. Very good. So we start this episode off with the queens walking into the workroom and saying, Acacia forgot's message. All you can do is forgot. Love to the piggy of the week, Acacia. Girl, I wish they'd quit this piggy of the week shit. Like,
I still, when they said, I was like, piggy, I was like, is this a fat joke? And then when she's like, no, a piggy, it means like you keep eating. You just eat. And then y'all, I think it was you and Tsunami that told me, girl, no, that's not what it means. They're saying that's what it means for TV, but that ain't what it means.
Raphael said, out of this cast, who would you like to see return for their second go around for All Stars? Well, I'm going to give who I would like to see that's already gone. Out of the people that are already gone, I would say Crystal Envy and Hormona Lisa.
Those have been like my 2 favorites. Like 2 of my top 4 are gone. And they were like probably
Mary said nobody.
Like
you shady.
Hormona had a pretty, like, not huge personality. It's just she was, I don't know what it was about her. Like, she just had this aura. Like, maybe it was her Southern charm. That's what it was. Whereas, like, Crystal Envy didn't have, like, a huge personality. Or at least she didn't show it on the show. But I think she needs to be Miss Congeniality at least, because you told me a couple days ago that when she left something for each queen that was left in the competition.
Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit later on too. Mary said, just kidding, Kimora. Kimora's not on this season. We're asking for this season. Raphael then said, for me, the top 3 of the season are Jules, Anya, and Lexi. I would agree with that, but I'd say there's a top 4, Jules, Anya, Lexi, and Sam. Then Just Calm said, I need Lydia back. She's clearly not winning, but that lip sync was to die for. So Joseph, would you like a little bit of tea? Oh, like possible gossip, possible, we don't really know, spoiler? Let me know. So the queens start talking, and Sam Star says that it feels correct for her win, that the old Sam is dead and there is a new one in town. Giving a pageant, very pageant answers, and Ariadne says just interrupt her and she'll sit the fuck down. So yeah, I'm loving all of the drama.
Is it just me? Like, I noticed it when they walked into the workroom. Sam's dress looks different than it did on the main stage. Like,
that's because she's not got the overskirt on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then the queens start talking about how they're kind of split. There's 3 girls with 2 wins each, and then all of the other girls are saying that they are hungry for a win. So how would you be feeling if you were in the competition right now and you had 0 wins and there were 3 girls with 2 wins apiece?
I mean, I would still try my hardest to try to get a win in, but at this point, we're like past middle of the road, and if you don't have a win, it's very rare that you get a win towards the end. Like, usually the people that haven't gotten a win, that have been skating by as safe, usually end up being in the bottom in upcoming challenges, like we've seen with Corey and Lydia and Lana Jarre.
Yeah, and Mary said, I was referencing Nina when she took more, JK. If I had to pick someone, I guess I would say Lucky Stars, maybe for season 18. So here's my thing. And I think Dakota and I talked about this last night, maybe. Every single one of these queens came on to RuPaul's Drag Race season 17 with the same list, the same runways that they had to prepare for. And there's only 2 of them out of the, how many have been kicked out so far? 5? Are we 5 or 6?
Hormona, Crystal Envy. Are we counting this week? I think this week is 5.
So Lucky, Joella, Hormona, Acacia, and yeah, so 5. And out of those 5, only 2 are showing what their looks would have been if they had stayed. You know, for me to really get behind Lucky Stars, I would really like to see what else she prepared for this season. Like, I would love to see her package, which is something that Crystal's doing and which is something that Hormona has been doing. I agree. I would have loved to see more of Lucky Stars, but honestly, what you do after Drag Race and like your social media kind of dictates how good of a drag career you're going to have after this. And Lucky has not really been posting a lot. I didn't ask you last night to go and check, and I think she hadn't been posted in like.
Yes. So the first 2 queens to go home was Lucky and Joella. And they're like the only ones that haven't posted out of which we don't count like who went home this week because that's the 5th person. But the first 2 that went home, they haven't posted any of their looks. Not that it's mandatory, but a lot of girls in past seasons have done it. And I think it's really smart because if you had that drag with you, why not show it off on social media?
That much money and that much time on it. Yeah.
Yes. Like, you spent all this money. Like, there's some girls that spent anywhere from like $10,000 to $50,000 on their package to come here for like their drag. So like, why wouldn't you want to show it off? Plus, it like connects you to the show even more. But I swear, Lucky Stars and Joella have been like radio silent since January on their Instagram.
Mary said, we're good with Joella. She's not going to top that bed. Yeah. And then there's some queens like Miss Corey King, who said on Roscoe's recap that she'd spent $14,000 or $15,000, and they were shading her this weekend. Like, and I agree. I think she misplaced that decimal point. I think she spent maybe $1.50, maybe $150 on her package.
1,400. Like, I mean, I said 1,400. I mean, that's probably closer to what she spent. But are they counting like the money that they had to put back to be on the show for
No,
like?
This is counting. No, they're talking about the money they spent to put their package together. Wigs, hair, makeup, costumes, designers, shoes. She might have spent $14,000 in those fucking shoes that she wears every fucking week.
I mean, she's got the whole, and you know, bordellos aren't cheap for just a basic high heel. She got the bordellos and those mesh lace-up boots in every single color.
Joseph Collins said Corey has made double that in Michael Jackson cameos lately. She's doing good. I mean, yeah.
Gosh, thank y'all for tuning in this week. Like, I feel like this is the most engagement we've had on an episode, and we're on our 9th episode this season. Like, I feel like this is the most engagement we've had this early on in a podcast.
Maybe it's doing good that we're going an hour later. So if y'all like us being an hour later than normal, let us know. So we get a little foreshadowing because the girls enter the workroom and Jules Sparkle says this is going to be her week to win. Well, yeah, yeah. She was right. RuPaul enters the workroom looking like she just finished sucking off one of the pit crew members. Probably did. And tells the girls that in the grand tradition of Paris is burning, the library is about to be opening because what? Reading is
fundamental.
Go. Mary said, I have already subscribed. Thank you. We love you. Then we have the pit crew entering looking like a fucking snack. And she says, are you wearing my undies? Bitch, RuPaul couldn't fill those undies out.
The first few things that I noticed about this was not the man in the underwear, which is very shocking, I know, because he's a redhead.
What?
And we got a thing for redheads.
Yes, we did.
But first thing I noticed was Rue's polka dotted shirt under his suit was, I don't know if it was a suit or the shirt he wore in the Snatch game on Katya's season when she did the impersonation for Bjork. And she's like, oh, I love your shirt. It looks like pastrami. That's exactly what this shirt reminded me of. I think he wore that same shirt or he wore a polka dotted suit that looked like that. And then the second thing I noticed was these glasses. Do they not remind you of the guy from the movie Mannequin, the real fabulous black guy?
Yes.
Like this,
Hollywood.
The sidekick.
Yep.
The kid that works in the yeah.
The glasses also reminding me of season 1 All-Stars of All-Stars, like the promo looks, because it was like very neon and like, you know, kind of like 80s. Glasses very much look very 80s. So the reading challenge starts. What were some of your highlights from the reading challenge?
No, like normally there's on the reading challenges, they'll have it so at least like 2 or 3 of the girls like just don't do well at all. And really there was only one that didn't get laughs, and that was Arietti. And Arietti, sorry, that is my dog ringing the doorbell because he he's spoiled and has separation anxiety.
You are a beautiful stone, but don't forget, sweethearts, stones aren't soft. And Jules is like, and your jokes aren't funny.
Everybody's jokes were good. It's all in the delivery. Arietta's jokes could have been really, really funny. It's just how she delivered them that made them not funny. But all in all, everybody did pretty well in the reading challenge. Now, do I feel like there were stronger readers than others? Yes. Do I feel like there was better reading challenges in the past? Yes.
Oh,
but I think all in all, everybody did pretty good.
I think Corey King or Anya did really good. She said, Corey King, it's not cheating to look at the mirror before you go on stage. Let's see. Mary said Ariadne should enter the runways and let's skip everything else. Ariadne went with a classic read in a room full of Gen Z babies. It was still a good read. It was a good read. It's just, again, it was her delivery of the read.
She did a mature read for a room full of Gen Z babies, but isn't she the baby? She's just a baby.
We're gonna get to that in a second. Then Lexi Love, I liked hers. Corey, when Marsha B. Johnson threw you, how bad did it hurt? That was cute. Let's see. Lydia, Corey, you may be my top, but to the judges, you will always be in the bottom. Corey, Lydia, just like me, you like to shake your cup, but you do it outside for money. Susie, I did like hers. Anya looked so pissed off in drag. Anya's face looks kind of like how Rosa Parks felt about Lana's portrayal of her in the Snatch Game. No lies detected.
I think she won because she had the most reads that they edited in. I feel like when she had like the most jokes, like when you're reading almost every girl and they air almost every joke, you know that they're probably going to be the one that wins.
I know. Lana, all you can do at this point is continue to disappoint the judges. Yeah. And I did like Sam's. Lexi, I don't think it's fair when people call you a whore because at your age, no one's paying for that anyway.
I mean, it's kind of true. I mean, once you hit a certain age, not saying that she's old.
Hold on, no, Sam Star. I'm gonna have to reach you, bitch. I may be an old hoe, and I'm older than Miss Lexi Love. And when you are a trans girl, when you're an old gay man, like people that you know and work with, then people don't pay for it anymore. But when you're a trans woman, they will pay for it. You can be old and bitter and gray and dusty, and you can be blowing cobwebs out your puss, and they still gonna pay for it.
Then why do you let them hit for free, Mackenzie?
Because if I was a prostitute, it would be too much like work, and then I wouldn't enjoy it, and it would become yeah. And I don't want to catch a charge because I'm too pretty to go to jail.
You said that you would enjoy prison because they treat you like gold.
Well, yeah, but then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, but having to like be shanked and like, be the prison bitch.
Lexi is not grandmother. I love your sentiments with that, but she is 2 years older than me, and everyone's like, she's mother, she's grandmother.
She's 10 years older than the youngest queen. So I mean,
that is true. That is true. It is so crazy that she's getting the old edit when she's just technically the oldest one in the room, but she's still young. Like, I mean, I don't consider you old until you like have to start getting plastic surgery to keep everything up off the floor.
We find out that Susie Toot has won the mini challenge, and she gets to pick which category she wants. And we find out that there's going to be a maxi challenge honoring the one, the only, the fabulous Betsey Johnson. And the queens go wild. For anyone that's not familiar, this is what Betsey Johnson usually does at the end of her fashion shows. She's very known for doing the splits or a cartwheel. And yeah, were you excited to hear that they were going to have a Betsey Johnson design challenge?
Yes. Because I love Betsey Johnson. I was worried because we're starting to get to where this season is the season of design challenges, kind of like how season 2 was. But
I feel like last season it was all acting challenges. Like the past couple of seasons, actually, it feels like there was more acting challenges, and now it seems like there's more design.
It kind of reminds me of Violet Chachki's season, where like everybody did so horrible in the one acting challenge, and then they were eating it up on the design challenges and stuff. This is kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I agree.
But they got rid of like some of their strongest designers and fashion girls already.
So the girls are going to have to design a look based around 3 categories. The first being punk grunge flappers. I wonder who's going to pick that one. The second one being Betsey's prom, and the third one being prenup. Out of the 3 of these, which one would you want to go with?
Honestly, probably Betsey's prom, because it's the bows and like the bright colors and just like the frills and the rhinestones, like that's just all me. And
Yep.
I mean, so that's what I would have. It would just be up my alley. Now, what if I wanted to step out of the box? I probably would have went with prenup, because weddings are fun and I used to do makeup and hair for weddings all the time. I would say I would go for prom, but if I had to, I would be okay with prenup.
Joseph Collins says season 3 was one of the best, and it was almost all design challenges. We had a million design challenge, Heathers and Boogers, and Betsey Johnson looks.
Yep.
Yep. So because Susie Toot won, she got to pick which category she wanted to go first. And shocker, she picked the flappers. And then she chose Lydia Butthole Collins to pick. And Lydia also chose flappers. Again, not a big shock. And when it was Lydia's turn, who did Lydia pick? Not her boyfriend, not Corey King. And she picks Lexi Love. And Susie's like, is your boyfriend going to be mad? Cue to Corey King's face. And Lexi Love going, I don't look like Corey King.
Yeah. Do I look like a 6'1" black male? Like, wait a minute. I know she ain't mistaken me for Corey King.
Ooh. Then we go from that to Lexi picks Sam. Sam, shocker, picks Jules. By the way, Lexi and Sam both go with prenup. Jules goes with punk grunge flappers. And then Jules does not pick her friend Arietti and says, no, this bitch has already got a design challenge win. I'm going to give somebody else a chance. And I just want to say, bravo to you for doing that, bitch. Bravo, because, giving someone else a chance, I love it.
And speaking of design challenge choices, can we get a round of applause for Mackenzie's gorgeous black, red, and leopard tunic top that I gave her last year?
Yeah.
She is giving us range this season on the RuPaul's Drag Race recap.
Well, I can't make y'all, fall asleep thinking I'm always wearing the same thing, because I usually am.
She also, y'all pray for her, send all the positive energy and good vibes her way. She just started a new job today, and Mama is tired.
Mama is tired. I ain't had that much action with my legs since they was up in the air last year.
Well, you shouldn't have been following the store manager around like a dog. I know he's hot, but girl, calm it down.
Anyway, moving right along to lingerie. She picked Betsey's prom, and then she picks Arietti. Arietti goes to prenup, and then that automatically puts Anya and Corey in with Betsey's prom. And RuPaul makes a little comment, and she's like, this the Martin Luther King Jr. school, because all the black girls was all in the same group. And
I did not even notice that.
And Susie Toot said, well, we know it ain't the Rosa Parks school.
Okay, so I did hear that joke. I guess I didn't hear the first part of that when I was watching it. I don't know. I get sidetracked.
Here's our groups. We've got these 3 with punk grunge flappers. We've got these 3 with prenup, and then these 3 with prom.
Are these dresses?
Do you think everyone's happy with what they were getting placed in, especially Corey and Anya? Do you think they're happy?
I don't think they were happy to be chosen last. Because it just shows that they either the girls see them as competition, which I don't think is it, or they're wanting them to go home by not giving them first choice because they're ready for them to go. I don't think, honestly, that is right up Corey's alley. Good thing she got prom. Now, Anya Nerve, I probably could have seen her more in the prenup one. And I think it was a perfect choice for Lana because she said she didn't get to experience prom because of COVID-19 because she's a baby. But she would have been good in the flapper one too, just with her.
I'm sorry. Anytime the word baby is used in this season, it just makes me like have flashbacks to Snatch Game. I do want to call out really quickly how funny Sam was at this moment, because when it was got time for Susie to pick, Susie's like, call me Nostradamus, or is it Damus? Because she didn't know the reference. And then she's like, because she's going to pick Flapper. And what happened? That bitch picked Flapper. So, do you feel like that is a mistake for Susie Toot to go with something everyone expects her to pick? Or do you think she should have done something different and picked something different?
I think because she is not she's done pretty decently in the design challenges in the past. I think she's starting to run out of steam and she knows it's not really in her wheelhouse anymore. Mary Judah 444 says, Anya Nerve. I just want to like her looks, but she is lucky. Are some people with worse taste?
There wasn't many with worse taste than her this week. We'll get to that in a minute.
I think the girls are slowly, because there was like 3 episodes where nobody went home, because there was the first episode, then there was the lever with Hormona Lisa, and then there was the 3rd episode where no one went home with it wasn't Anya Arietti. So it's 3 episodes out of the 9 episodes. They've been here 9 episodes already, and that's 3 episodes that nobody went home. Like, these girls are past the midway point, but they're technically only at the halfway point because there's still like
8 left now.
No, 9.
Well, yeah, 9 after this episode. 8. Yeah.
So there's still like 8 girls left. So like, I think the girls are slowly running out of steam, and the girls that did okay in the design challenges are running out of ideas. They're running out of steam. So I think she knew what was in her wheelhouse, and it's an aesthetic that she naturally does. So it was going to be easier for her to create something. I think if she
had a minute, we'll get her in a minute. We're gonna get her. We're gonna get her in a minute.
No, I'm talking about Susie too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Susie too, I think, chose something in her wheelhouse because she's done okay in the design challenges. But I know that she's probably like in her head, she's running out of steam. She knows that she doesn't have that much creativity left when it comes to design challenges. So she's trying to save up every bit of energy and creativity she has. So I think she played it safe, and it helped her because her outfit was like, it was okay. Like, it wasn't horrible. Like, it was okay.
Mary said, again, my English is so bad. I live in Mexico. Mary, your English is actually very good. So no complaints. No, don't worry about apologizing. Your English is good. We understand what you're saying.
Your English and your spelling was perfect. I didn't even know that you were from Mexico. I just thought you were probably just like typing too fast and like forgot to like space some of the words.
So going into this challenge, Corey King says she is looking for the stretchy fabric and that she is not trying to reinvent the wheel, and she's trying to keep it simple. If you had been in the bottom, would you be trying to keep it simple?
I don't know. I don't know if poor Corey, because I do like Corey.
Yeah, we'll get to her in a minute. Talking about what you're talking about, people were kind of just at the end of the ropes, or kind of in their heads, or were just kind of spent. We see Lexi starting to get in her head a little bit, and just kind of freaking out, and you see her starting to tear up, and Who comes over to help but Sam Star? And Sam Star's like, hey, what's going on, sis? I see you're struggling. Are you okay? And Lexi says, so far the judges haven't liked what I'm giving in design challenges, and I don't know what else I can give. And Sam tells her, you've got to be confident. Please snap out of it. Do you need a hug? And she said, yes. She's like, I love you. And then she starts saying, what are you thinking? And brainstorming and helping her get out of her head. I feel like this was needed for Sam because I felt like a lot of people are misunderstanding Sam. They're seeing a pretty pageant girl and they think that she's stuck up or snotty or thinks that she's above a lot of other people.
I can understand it because a lot of us in high school, especially, you carry a lot of that childhood trauma with you, and a lot of that trauma comes from high school. And high school is the worst social hierarchy in the world. It is the worst. And it's really hard to get past that stereotype that pretty girls are not mean and nasty and rude. And I know a couple of people that still carry that with them. So when they do meet someone that is aesthetically pretty, but they're actually nice, they're like flabbergasted. So like, I could understand it, but I'm glad that they have each other because I haven't really seen Sam get close. I know that she already knew Jewel Sparkles because they share family, drag family, but I haven't really seen her get close. And like, but I've noticed the last 2 or 3 episodes, she's kind of had heart to hearts with people. Like, I think because Lexi helped her by telling her, hey, you need to get out of your comfort zone for this singing acting challenge. And you need to do something different. Don't do what they would expect you to do. So I feel like that's kind of what Sam is doing with her now, is like giving her a helping hand when she's like down and out and overthinking.
As Colin said, there is nothing simple about a Betsey look, though. She is the Picasso of the fashion world, and I cannot agree more. Like, coming into something like this is not the time to keep it simple. This is the time to push the boundaries, especially with an icon like Betsey Johnson sitting there and going to be judging you.
So back with Corey, I'd have a moment of silence because I like Corey, and I think her drag sometimes, or at least what she's shown us this season, has been a bit questionable. But she is very likable and she's hilarious. But I don't think that
you can just take what you just said and use that for her and Anya Nerve.
I don't think that Corey knows how to do anything design-wise, anything more than simple.
Yep.
So
we'll get to that in a minute.
She can't leave the wheelhouse if that's the only thing she knows.
She's trying. You can't reinvent the wheel when the wheel is square for her. So the next thing we know, Rue comes into the room for the walkthroughs, and in comes Betsey Johnson, and this bitch done stole my look. That is my shirt, sex pot. I'm the sex pot, and she gonna steal my look. And I love to see her and Rue next to each other because you just see how tall Rue is. Like, she comes up to Rue's belly button.
Mm-hmm. I've always loved like Betsey's like style and just her personality. Like I said, like her sense of design and like art is more like, it's more whimsical, it's fun, it's girly, it's very artsy, it's very colorful. And you don't notice that with like a lot of other designers, like designers like Versace and Dior and Chanel. It's a lot more muted, it's a lot more laid back, it's a lot more clean cut and professional. And Betsey's just like has always gone against the grain when it comes to designing purses, shoes, clothes, jewelry. Like, she's always broken down the barriers of like conforming to what all the other designers think you should have to do. And
Just Colin said Corey's original look was an amazing concept and fit her prom line. And I'm also liking her anime and her concept of color is unique. I need more Corey. Yes, but I need everything that you just said. I need a Corey who is confident and who is willing to take risk. And we'll get to that when we get into our look here in a little bit more. Because, and I want to bring up one thing about Sam, and one of the reasons that I stand Sam, we both come from Birmingham, and there are some people. Sam works at a certain bar. I will not ever speak that bar's name, but the owner of that bar hates my guts for good reason, but we hate each other. And really discourages anyone on their showcast from even acknowledging that I'm alive. Sam is not one of those people. Sam will see me. Oh my God. Hey girl, how are you? It's so good to see you. Sam is always nice. And Sam is not a person who is going to do something because someone else wants her to. Sam is a person who is going to be fair to everyone, gives everyone a shot. And Sam is someone who will talk shit, but she will talk shit to your face. She will not talk shit about you behind your back.
And she's shown it the last couple of episodes when she went up to Susie in the snatch game and she's like, Susie, your snatch game. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I wasn't complimenting it.
Like, well, and like look at her and Arietti last, couple episodes. Like you think they're fighting, and then they start laughing. I think really a lot of what they're doing is put on, and I think they're doing it for TV because it's good TV. So, but here we are with them coming up. Sam talks about how much he absolutely loves Betsey Johnson. Her mom has pretty much every purse in her collection, and they're all really enjoying getting to know her. Then we get RuPaul lets it out that she was one of the first designers to allow transgender models to be on her stage. And here you see Lexi's mouth fell open, letting in flies. And as a trans woman, I think that's very cool because, there, even to this day, there's so many doors that are shut because of that having someone that's a trailblazer like Betsey that doesn't care and just, because fashion is for everyone. And for her to allow that to be really cool.
When you think about how far the modeling agency, like, and the modeling world has come, because if you think back to like even just like the 90s where we had people like Naomi Campbell and Tyra Banks.
But even think about Carmen Carrera coming from Drag Race and wanting to model, and how hard it's been for her to even get her foot in the door. Like she's done some great things, but there's still some doors.
Done, like, LGBT designers like, Marco and Gigi Gorgeous's brother-in-law. That's a designer, Getty. But look how far the modeling world has come, because it wasn't anything to see a gay male model in a show, because typically with like male modeling, when you have males in something like that you automatically assume they're gay anyway. So like it wasn't anything for, a male model to be gay, but it was like unheard of to have a black model. Like most designers in the 90s had one black model in their runway. One. Yeah. You never had more than one.
Mary said RuPaul can't relate to let trans women in. I will agree with you, Mary. Up until 2018, 2019, Gottmik is one of the first trans people to be allowed to compete. And after that, we have Kylie Sonique, who won All Stars. And then we've got, so many other.
Ru has been around for a long time. She is the queen of drag, and she has put her foot in her mouth a couple of times, but she has taken back some of those statements and has apologized for some of those statements. But she has made some, in a way, kind of transphobic remarks, basically stating that she would never let a biological woman or a trans woman be on the show because it takes the fuck you out of the whole drag queen concept if you're not like a gay man doing drag.
And I have to say, as someone that came from, Ru's a little bit older than me, but I started drag in the 90s. And as someone who came up in the 90s doing drag, I was of the same opinion. So, I will say up until, 2017, 2018 is when I changed my mind on. I was like, yeah, trans women should be allowed to compete. So I'm just saying it's not like it's that big of a foreign concept, for people to think that way. And of course, things change with time. And we should all be thankful that RuPaul has changed her mind and allowed that to happen, because we've had some iconic fucking trans women come through this show.
And I've always been kind of like biased though, because I always said like drag queens are drag queens, but I've always considered like a trans woman that performs in drag, which is just like, you know, a heightened version of who they are already. I've always considered trans girls that do drag to be showgirls, not drag queens. That's just the verbiage that I've always.
RuPaul can do more fracking, especially now with Commander-in-Chief Cheeto Dust in office.
I mean, would you rather a straight biological male be fracking, or would you rather the queen of drag giving all of these LGBTQIA people a chance on reality competition TV to be the one fracking? Let's let him do it, okay?
I would rather no one frack, because fracking is bad for our, you know, environment.
It is. Hashtag Tammy Brown.
Oh, y'all, if you've not seen, what is that new show called that Tammy Brown's on right now?
Drag House Rules.
Yeah, Drag House Rules. If y'all have not seen Drag House Rules, you need to go and fucking watch it, because Tammy Brown is on it, and her sitting there smoking weed with Laganja Stranja is fucking hilarious.
Tammy Brown's like,
we have a Facebook viewer that said there was another trans woman that won Drag Race before on RuPaul's Drag Race, but it was a Southeast Asian franchise, maybe Thailand. Yeah. I don't really keep up with the non-English speaking versions of Drag Race. I think me and you watch Canada, Australia, and UK. In UK versus
all English speaking ones we do, but I haven't watched any of the franchises that are in a different language, not only because I can read subtitles. I watch movies with subtitles all the time, but I feel like on a show like that, the culture in certain like countries is different. And there's probably like a lot of humor and jokes that you're not going to get with the subtitles.
Joseph Collins said, Tammy Brown is killing me on that show.
Tammy Brown is like top 10 drag queens. She says off the wall stuff in that show. She always does, but she said something like, she's like, oh, I love old people. I used to ride the bus and give all the old men back scratches. And I love buses because we'd go on bumps and your head would hit the ceiling. And I'm like, what in the hell?
So Ariette sits here and she tells them that she's going to do a half Betsey, half Ariette. And she's like, it's going to be like a baby. And RuPaul gives her a look that would have turned back time.
Yeah,
like
when RuPaul,
when she said baby. No.
She knew like halfway into pronouncing the word baby, she knew that she had messed up by saying that word. Like, because she like literally stopped herself halfway through and was like, no, I didn't mean to say baby. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah. Then we have Butthole, and Butthole saying that, you know, she's like, is this going to be your sketch? She's like, this is the start of my sketch, and it's going to grow from here. Yeah, I feel like she just, you know, okay, whatever. But the funny one was where Anya comes out there and she has a tube dress. She's got a tube dress.
A very simple concept, but you can usually do a lot with a tube dress if it's cut the right way and it's the right length.
And then Anya tells him that she's going to do bows. And RuPaul's like, oh, I love that. And then Anya says, I don't know how to sew very well, though. Lana then says that she missed her prom due to COVID. So this is going to be a makeup for her. And then Corey King shows a sketch. And drum roll, please. It shows her knees. No, shocker. And they love her sketch. And going back to what Joseph Collins said earlier, she talks about how, you know, she had some anime sketching skills and things like that, and gone to like, I think, design school. And I think she went to a special school for design. And RuPaul calls her out and tells her that if this looks a lot like the last design challenge dress that she had, and that the judges are going to call her out for that because it was going to look exactly like that yellow dress that nobody liked. And then Corey's
Girl,
like, oh my God, I'm going to have
girl,
to.
that is a business casual look in New Jersey.
She's not from New Jersey. She's from Boston.
Oh, I thought she's from Pennsylvania.
No, Boston.
Okay. She from Boston, girl. Boston.
I don't think people from Boston claim her because a friend lives in Boston now, and
Corey King, the shoulders of Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, Mary said, "You watching Australia? Damn, you deserve an award for watching that mess. Are they still filming in the basement?" I don't think they're still filming Australia in the basement. I think they got upgraded to a studio, and I like Australia Drag Race because I love Australians and I love the British sense of humor. It's just so much different.
Australians and people from the UK have very similar crass, dark humor, which I grew up with. Granted, it's not technically accepted to be super crass and dark humored and sarcastic because people are offended by everything, especially in America these days. But I relate a lot with the UK and Australia. But those are the only franchises I've watched is UK, Australia, Canada, and then of course the US's version, and then Canada versus the world and UK versus the world.
Judge Collins, we're going to give you the most shady award today because you coming up with some good ones. Girl, we get it. You like older men. Stop saying, I'm a baby. That is screaming.
I mean, how do you think she afforded all of her looks? Granted, she can make a look. I'm sure she made a lot of them herself, but some of the other more extravagant ones that we know she brought, how'd she pay for those?
He also said, I love the excessive use of the C word. So do I. See you next Tuesday because we will get demonetized if we say it. So we go on to the next day, well, a little bit later, and Jewel Sparkles is having a little bit of trouble with her dress, or showing it off to Lexi, and Lexi's like, "Why's it two-toned?" It's like, "Oh, you turned the fabric upside down." And Jules has a little bit of a freak out. I just thought that was a funny, like, I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but it was just, Lexi going in and being Granny. Being Granny.
Like they said earlier in the comments, she's grandmothering.
Yep. So we go into the next day, and it's an elimination day. And in the middle of the night, Corey King has had a change of heart. RuPaul was telling her earlier, you need to change it up. And she's like, oh, I'm going to change my look. I'm going to change my look. And I'm going to do something long instead of showing off my knees. But in the middle of the night, she has had an epiphany. I am going to cut it off and I'm going to show my knees. And you know what? That's what I'm going to do because I'm not going to go home. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just going to get through this challenge.
The best look that Corey King has had all season is the black crow look from like the first.
He did not design that.
I know, but I'm saying that's the best that she's looked all season.
I know, but for a design challenge, the best she looked was in the yellow, and they hated the yellow. So you need to do something different.
I mean, the yellow had a concept. I mean, if she would have made this in the pink, it would have been more Betsey Johnson than what she made.
Yeah, I mean, girl, we get to it. We fix to get to it. So we go to the main stage. And then they did do a Sam. Sam Star said it was time for the daily Lovebird check-in. And she says, Lydia, what is your favorite thing about Corey? And Lydia says, not her outfits. And then she's like, oh, well, she's very sweet and I love her arms. Girl. So main stage. I thought everybody looked fabulous here except Carson Kressley. And then I thought Carson Kressley looked like he just got hit by a zebra bus.
I love Carson Kressley. It's like him and T.S. Madison will go on Roscoe's and be like super truthful and shady at the same time. They're like, y'all better not tell Rue. Y'all better not say anything. We need our job. But can we get a round of applause for Miss Betsey Johnson, who will be 83 this year in August? And she is still doing cartwheels and flips. I hope that I am like her at that age. And also, can we have a little moment of silence too? We just found out about an hour ago that Dolly Parton's husband of 60 plus years, Carl Dean, has passed away today.
Did he really?
And he was 82. Yes, I just found out about 45 minutes ago.
That's sad.
Yeah. So Betsey Johnson is literally the age that he is.
Mary said, Carson gives the best mouth faces. Carson gives a lot of faces. So,
Carson Presley is on this panel. I thought that was Tilda Swinton.
Girl, you're so shady, girl. So first up, we have the punk grunge floppers. I mean, the flappers. Up first is, oh, I don't think I put these in order of their whatever. So let's see. It was Jules, Lydia, and Susie. So hold on, So we went to Jules. What'd you think of Jules?
It was okay. And like, I know that she put a lot into it and she designed it well. I just wasn't a fan of the overall like construction and materials used, I guess you could say. It was just,
I disagree. This is very Betsey Johnson. This is, I think it's like a different take on a flapper. Well, I'd say it's more of like 1910, 1920. It's like the beginning of flappers.
It's pretty. It's just like not my taste. So like I'm just gonna say a popcorn pass.
But this I would mop it. I would completely mop it. I would wear this. I thought it was very gorgeous. Loved it. Next we have Lydia Butthole Collins. Oh, that's lingerie. That's Lexi. Lydia Butthole Collins.
I see the judges put her in the bottom 3 for this look. And honestly,
they didn't put her in the bottom 3 for this look. They put her in the bottom 3 because she's in a relationship with Corey King. And they wanted the relationship to lip sync against each other. So this is not the worst look of the night.
It's not. It's very Lydia. It's very true to her. It does have some Betsey Johnson elements in there. So she did stay true to her style, but she also threw Betsey Johnson in there. And I mean, I honestly don't hate it. I mean, it's not something that I would wear. It's not my taste, but just like Jewel Sparkles, I mean, it was pretty and they constructed it well. It's just like not my taste. But I mean, it's just
like Joseph Collins said, Lydia's was not as bad as they made it out to be. Betsey liked it. I agree. I don't think it was bottom 2. I don't even think it's bottom 3. I'd say it's like bottom
Mary Duda,
maybe 3, 4. It was not constructed well. It was loose in certain areas. It was uneven in other areas. And I don't like where it looked like she went and skinned a bunch of cats and sewed all of the tails together. Like, that's just... It does
look like she is in the off-Broadway version of Cats.
And that is doing a disservice to Cats.
I said off-Broadway.
Yeah, that's still doing a disservice to Cats. Next we've got... and this for me is a popcorn pass.
Yeah.
Then we have Susie Toot. See, I feel like this is worse than Lydia's.
So hers, out of every single look, hers was the only look that I forgot about. That literally could not remember even seeing her on the runway.
Girl.
And I would have to say she played it very safe because she used the same fabric for basically the same thing that not Acacia, Anya Nerve did a tube dress.
Mary
But
said, just Mary is fine. I know the rest is a mouthful.
it's not bad. It's the styling. Like, it's the wig, the makeup, and everything else. It's not the actual dress.
Well, think back to the under the sea look. This looks almost exactly the same. One arm is covered. There's a thing on the top, and there's like 2 or 3 loose things on the left arm. Like, Ben said, another day of not crossing lives with V or RIP. I know.
Oh, she was on our on the podcast last episode last Monday, and we had so much fun. It was my first time ever getting to meet her because I am just a guest host for this season. I'm a permanent guest host for the rest of the season, but it has not been talked about whether I will be a permanent member of the podcast yet.
We got to see if we can get her to watch Big Brother. So I'm going to give this, this is a popcorn pass. Like, this is bottom 3 for me.
It's honestly, none of the looks were like absolute. Well, I guess there was 1 or 2 that were absolutely horrible. I'm just going to say meh too. Meh.
Next we've got, Corey King. Couch catastrophe. The shit around here, like, I get this is a bow after you pointed it out. At least her bow looks better. Anya Nerve needed to go and get her to teach her how to make a bow. And then she should have taken the shit off. Her breastplate is showing. It's uneven on the hemline. You see where the glue is, like, seeped through the material. It is fugly. Like, Plain Jane should kick her out of the Plain Jane family for this.
I didn't mind it at first, but then the more and more I've looked at it the last couple of days, the more and more I see is wrong with it. Like, I was like, oh, everyone's picking on her. They're really hard on her. You know, she's not a fashion girl. But the more and more I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it actually is quite awful.
See, I'm going to call bullshit on that because of the simple fact she's not a fashion girly, but this is a fashion girly. This looked good. What she presented on the main stage is like just fugly. Like, fucking ugly. I hate it. Like, I want to move on to somebody else because it was just.
Ariette, for me, it was between her. It was between Ariette and Lexi Love for Slay of the Day. And I know that you're probably going to go with Lexi Love for your Slay of the Day. And I love Lexi. But I have seen that look very similar on the runway before. So I'm going to go, my Slay of the Day is going to be Ariette.
We haven't got to Ariette yet.
You just had her on the screen a couple of seconds ago, girl.
The thing was going too fast. So we're going from Corey to Anya. We're doing everyone in their group. So this is Betsey's prom. So we went from Corey down to Anya. Catastrophe.
Yeah. Couch catastrophe. Like,
and here's the reason for all of you fuckers that are out there that are Anya stands, I get it. But she had designed she did 3/4 of this dress before they even finished walkthroughs. She had that tube dress already made, and she had 24 hours to make 3 fucking bows and a hot glue some ruffles around the bottom of it. The only bow that looks pretty is the middle one. The other 2 are ugly as fuck. Like, it is not that hard to make a bow. We all know how to make a bow. We all learned how to tie our shoelaces. Pretty much the same thing with fabric.
It would have been cute if she would have put like taken small bows and lined the bustier since it's strapless, and then taken one of the big bows and put it above her butt, almost like that Marilyn Monroe bow dress from Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, and then at the bottom of the dress, so that the dress hit the floor, made it a mermaid dress by using that chiffon and making a big bow, like making the mermaid a big bow of chiffon at the bottom.
Yep.
That would have been so cute, so Betsy. So like little bows to line the bustier and a big bow in the back and then a big mermaid bow at the bottom.
As Colin said, I think a lot of this could have been saved by having the bows all off center and in more random places. Having them in the center doesn't feel Betsey Johnson to me. Lydia at least brought some chaos. I feel like Betsy, to be a good Betsy, like I agree. Have one right at the boobs, have one big one on the ass, and then maybe 100 itty bitty tiny ones all over, and just have them placed haphazardly. And like you said, do like a mermaid tool. You don't even have to know how to do it well. Just bunch it up and have it gathered around your feet so it looks stiff. Like the length of it is just so off.
It's not even the fit. It's the biggest thing is it's too simple to be a Betsey Johnson dress. It's too simple. It's pink latex with some pink bows. So what she should have done was add some more color in there or add some more texture in there because she's all about mixing colors and textures. Yep. And she should have made the bows perfect because Betsey Johnson bows are iconic and they're always perfection.
Well, and here's the other thing that makes me mad about this. Production needs to stop producing. Like, yeah, I get you wanted the bottom two. Spoiler alert, the bottom two is going to be Corey King and Lydia Butthole Collins. Lydia did not deserve to be in the bottom. Anya Nerve's ass deserved to be in the bottom for this dress. This was so ugly. What happened to all the time she had? We saw where she had the tube dress already made. So you're telling me it took you an entire day to do 1, 2, 3 bows and the tulle around the bottom. I call bullshit. You could have done more with this. I get it's not your comfortable. I know you're not comfortable, but she should have been in the bottom for this look. Period. And the only reason she's not is because they wanted the effect of having the lovers lip sync against each other. Period. Moving on along back to Lana Geray. And here we go with Lana.
Lana actually surprised me. Like, I know a lot of people are saying that it's awful, but honestly, this is, out of all the design challenges, this is probably her best one.
The only thing I don't like about it, my only critique, and I'm going to say it's a popcorn pass for me, she's middle. She's safe. She was safe. She's not low. But I wish it was a different color because this color makes it look bridal, like a Vegas bride, especially with the tulle going. It doesn't look prom to me. If she had it in like a hotter pink color or like a blue or any kind of a neon, like a very bright color, not something pastel, I feel like it would have made this pop even more.
What it reminds me of is because it's kind of like that foil type of fabric and it's kind of got a sheen to it. And the way that it's cut with the chiffon like poof in the back and then the big hair and the way she styled it, it's giving me 70s prom. Like if Tina Turner,
I'd say 80s prom.
If Tina Turner went to prom in like the 70s and 80s, this is the dress she would wear.
70s, their dresses were going to be longer. The 80s is where they started rebelling and started doing short. So this would be like an 83, 84 prom dress. Yeah. Mary said, Anya and Susie looks are giving Jinx on season 5. I'll agree to a certain extent. However, I won't say that. I'll say looks. I won't say they're giving Jinx, period, because the difference between Jinx and Anya and Susie is Jinx was A, funny, B, good. Anya did do an impersonation of Eddie Murphy, but what else is she able to do? You know, I need to see her be able to just be like an improv genius to be on Jinx Monsoon's level for me personally. Next we have the prenup. Prenups. And we have Ariete. This is going to be my slay of the day.
Really?
Yep.
See, I said it was my slay of the day. I figured that Lexi would be your slay of the day.
No. I say it's a slay of the day because I recognize the fact that she this was more work than any of the other queens combined. The only critique I have to it is there's not enough white. I feel like there's too much Ariete and not enough Betsey in this look. And I feel like that's why she didn't win. But I'll recognize the talent and the hard work that she put into that, or put into this, and that's why I'm going to give it to Slay of the Day, because I would wear this. This is giving Moira Rose to me.
Yeah, Moira Rose meets like Morticia Adams. Meets like, you know, principal at Wednesday's magical school. Like, that's literally what it's. I love it. Slay of the Day, gorgeous.
You know, I do wish that she had put more white in it, and that's going to be one of, you know, well, we'll get to that in a second. That's one of my critiques for, let's see. Is this, yeah, so here we go, Sam Star. This is a moppet. I love it. I love the contrast of the black and the white. So, you know, she's got white, you know, white glove with a white bra on the top, and then it's black kind of underneath her. So it kind of is a play on the eye. And then on the left side, you've got the black bra and the black glove, but on the bottom, it's the white panel of the dress. It's very Betsey. It's very grunge. It's very, it's giving Madonna, but it's very 90s.
Yeah, I can see the nod to Madonna. And honestly, if you're going to go simple, this is the simple that you need to go for.
Yep.
This is how you execute simple if you're not 100% comfortable. Granted, she is a seamstress, but if you're not 100% comfortable in a challenge and you want to try to be safe, this is the look to go for. This was I would mop it.
I don't feel like she should have been safe for this. I feel like she should have been in top 3, in my opinion. I feel like it should have been, I feel like Lexi's is more safe, but we'll talk about, we're fixing to pull up Lexi here and talk about Lexi. So here we have Lexi Love, and what's your thoughts?
I love it. The volume of the veil, the bow that she strategically put at the top. She's got the rainbow colored hair as the pop of color. And then she's got, like, granted, the outfit underneath is not much, but the way, this is what we mean when we say accessorize. She accessorized this the perfect way, with the rainbow hair as a pop of color, and then the rest is white and simple. And then she put that humongous ruffled full veil on top of her, and it just brought it all together. It just made it look amazing. And even though this look not exactly has been done, that veil has been done on the runway before, and it's actually been on a real runway as well.
Yeah. I'm going to say mop it as well. The reason I say this is not a top look for me, it should have been safe, is, well, it didn't take as much time to construct as Ariete's. That's why I'm putting Ariete above her. But it's kind of the same critique I have for Ariete. There's not a stitch of black on any of this. And in all of the inspirational looks they had for prenup, it was black and white looks. I wish that she had put a black bow in for the top, for the hair, and then made this leg straps black to have that contrast and that play on color. You know, and maybe even, I mean, it's probably would have been a lot of work, but even like the shift dress, you know, kind of like have that maybe a half and half, black, white, you know, with the white veil. Like, I think that would have just elevated it a little bit more. Love it, but I feel like it's a high safe, you know, for me personally. So we go from there to the queens are being critiqued. During the critiques, well, we find out that Susie Toot, Susie Toot, Sam Star, and Lana Jarre are all safe, and they get to go backstage and relax. And once again, Lana gets back there and says, "I am very happy to be safe." For the critiques, let's see. Jessica said, I'm not going to disagree with the designer. Betsy's word is law for me. Yep. For the critiques, Jewels, Sparkles, they said that it represented perfectly with great execution. They loved the details. And Betsey said, that is the collection. For Lydia, they felt like the fit of the outfit was off, which we just talked about. For Corey King, they said you should have garbaged the dress up. The hemline is off. The bow is off. For Anya, it was not hitting. Bow placement is off. Elastic is showing. For Arietti, her finish is mind-blowing. The fit is in the details. Very couture. For Lexi, they said, we Lexi love it. They love that underneath is very punk and the top is very couture with great balance. So we go from that and find out that the winner of the week is Miss Jules Sparkles. You disagree?
No, because they were going based on a challenge to be the most like a Betsey Johnson look while maintaining a little bit of you. And although I love Arietti's and it is something that I would personally wear, and I feel like she put so much work into it, it's beautiful, but it's almost too perfect to be Betsey Johnson.
Yeah.
Whereas Jewel Sparkles is more whimsical and fun and different. And that was more Betsy's style. And I mean, she literally told her, this is the collection. I mean,
yeah.
If you ever want to hear something from a designer about something you've designed, that's what you want to hear. Yep. So I would say, yeah, she rightfully so, she won.
Then we find out that after she's told that she's won, she's so ecstatic, and then Lexi is not happy.
Face crack.
And we find out in Roscoe's recap, where Lexi was this past week, that Michelle Visage actually called her out on stage for it, and they did not show it. And was like, why the face crack, you know? And so she kind of had to explain herself to the judges. But yeah, not happy. Don't blame her. But I will also say Jules, in my opinion, did earn it. She has been very high. She's been very consistent. So I was glad to see her get the win. And I think Lexi, you know, she'll catch up.
So how many wins is this for Jewel Sparkles? 2?
This is 1, isn't it? She almost won the first episode, but she did not.
Okay.
So yeah, this will be her first. So everyone else has got 2. She's got 1. Then we find out that the bottom 2 are, shocker, Lydia Butthole Collins. Yeah, Mary said 1.5 wins for Jules. Yeah, we'll call it 1.5. But yeah, Lydia Butthole Collins and Corey King are in the bottom. Are you surprised?
I was, because I feel like Lydia's outfit was stronger than that of Anya's. And if we're going based on how they've been producing this season, Anya has been in the top or safe all season, never been in the bottom. She lands in the bottom 3, and they didn't put her to lip sync. They did the same thing to Crystal Envy. She was in the top and safe the whole season. She landed in the bottom 3 one time, and they put her in the bottom 2, and she lip synced and went home. So technically, by those standards, they should do the same thing to Anya for that. And I feel like Anya's dress was not as good as Lydia's.
The only reason that they have these 2 in the bottom is because they knew they were in a relationship and they wanted to have the dynamic of putting them against each other to lip sync. Let's look back. The twins lip sync against each other. Let's go all the way back to season 4. Fifi O'Hara and Sharon Needles. Drama. Lip sync against each other. Miss Vanjie and Queen of the North. Don't forget her name. Lip sync against each other. Yeah. Vanjie versus Brooklyn Heights. Yep. How to lip sync against each other. So, moral of the story is do not go onto RuPaul's Drag Race and say you're super close with someone or you're in a relationship with someone or they're going to make you. Said, is it correct? No. Is it a better story? Absolutely. Will I cherish this lip sync every day until I die? Yes. So they get on stage and they are lip syncing to Kiss Me Deadly by Lita Ford. Had to say, I've never heard this song in my entire fucking life. I have a touching moment where they grab each other by the hand and they hold each other's hand and they give each other a look. She's like, I'm going to miss that dick. And Corey's like, I'm going to miss that hole, boo. And they start performing. Lydia giving her I fuck to RuPaul. Corey King doing air guitar and, playing the piano. And just when we think it's about done, we get lesbian action on our television screens.
We have so much going on in this country right now. Could they not at least kept our love story this season going a little bit longer?
Not when they were, not when Corey King was that bad.
Energy in the work.
They couldn't keep Corey King for another week, so they're like, okay, let's go ahead and make him lip sync this week.
You could cut the sexual tension in the workroom with a children's plastic spoon.
This is the third kiss in RuPaul Drag Race history. The first being between Raja and Carmen Carrera. The second one being from Miss Vanjie in Brooklyn Heights. And now Corey King and Lydia Buttle Collins. And Mary said, not with those looks.
Do you think that Lydia won that lip sync fair and square? Or do you think they chose her because Corey had already been in the bottom multiple times?
I think it could go either way. I think Lydia was doing a little bit better on the song. I feel like Corey was doing a little bit too much. And, we don't show it there, but, Corey King is also wearing the exact same shoes that RuPaul's called her out for wearing those shoes.
She hasn't been wearing them on the runway, but she has been wearing them in the lip sync.
RuPaul, motherfucking Charles, Andre Renard, Dupre, Andre King Jackson had said to me, Mackenzie, why are you wearing these ugly fucking shoes on the main stage? These are not main stage shoes. You should not be wearing these shoes. I would take those shoes. I would put them into a glass case, put them on the wall in my dining room, and I would never set foot with those shoes on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race again. The fact that she did everything that she did, the fact she went out there with that outfit on that badly, with her breastplate showing the way that she did, she wanted to go home. That's just my opinion. Period. And we find out Lydia Butthole Collins wins. So just a couple things before we go through. I want to talk about the sustainability of the drag thing. There's been a lot of talk from people on Twitter, all pissed off that Sam Starr and Jewel Sparkles are the drag family of Trinity the Tuck, and that Trinity has gifted 3 looks now to them that they have used on the main stage. First of all, Trinity never wore any of these looks on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's the first time being on the main stage. And I'm sorry, if I got a rich mama that got some free shit that she's going to let me use and it looks good enough to go on the main, you best fucking believe I'm fixing to bust up in mama's closet and use it. What do you think? And they look better than she did in the original pictures.
I don't think that because girls that come on the show come from Drag Race royalty, from like their parents being on Drag Race, or their drag moms, or their drag grandmothers, or their drag aunties. I don't think that it's an unfair advantage, because you can't help that your drag mom was on RuPaul's Drag Race and has a bunch of notoriety from the show, because I know a bunch of girls that got notoriety from the show and they didn't do anything. They didn't capitalize on it. Whenever you get famous from that show, you got to capitalize, baby. Like you got to have a quote Then you got to make shirts, mugs, like cutesy things that will sell really well, that keeps your name out there going, where you can keep making money. So I don't feel like there's a problem.
Selena has titties. Yes.
I don't feel like there's a problem with it because all of these looks look better on the girls on the runway than they did Trinity. Not saying Trinity looked horrible in them, but I feel like they wore those looks better than Trinity did.
Mary said the only solution would be to make them all do their outfits there. But if I wanted to see Project Runway, I would watch it. And I agree. And the problem is some girls are not seamstresses. Some girls don't have the talents that others do. And that would be boring to me. I like seeing high horror drag come out on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. And to me, you know, well, yeah, Jules also has a Trinity connection. She was her PA, yes, but she's also Trinity's granddaughter. You know, Chantel Sparkles is Jules' drag mother, and Chantel Sparkles is Trinity's, drag daughter. So, and Jules was also a very bad production assistant, or personal assistant when they were in South Africa. She almost got fired, but she didn't because there was no one else to take her place. So, yeah. I say if you can do it, do it. And in my opinion, Sam looked better than Trinity and both the ones she wore, and so did Jules. So
yeah, I feel like all three of them looked better.
Yep. Next we have What You Packin' with Corey King and Michelle Visage. And these were her looks that she, was going to wear for a future challenge. We already know that one is a black and white look. And that's what the far dress is on the far side. The one with the blue and blue with yellow, she said that is inspired by Harper from Wizards of Waverly Place. Harper wore a dress that had rubber ducks glued to it. And that's what that dress is a dress with rubber duckies glued to it. And then the middle one is a fringe, dancey costume looking thing. So.
Yeah, it looks like something you would see on Dancing with the Stars, or something that you would see on a performer like Miley Cyrus or Tina Turner. That just seems like something they were very fringy, very Bob-esque. Now, I do love this white and black polka dotted multi-textured look for Corey. It's still short in the front, but it does have a train. But I really like that.
Well, but it is also not fitted to her body, and it's got a flared skirt. So, I mean, yeah, it's different. I would have loved to have seen that look, and I hope she does pictures, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Yeah. So Crystal Envy posted this picture, and she said that, while she didn't design something, that this is a look that she would have probably tried to have gone for. Loved it. And she also dropped a little bit of information and said that when I got eliminated, I gifted everyone something from my stuff, things that I thought would help them through the competition. And sometimes the girls still wear them and it makes me happy inside. I fucking love this.
Miss Geniality this season. Yes. I don't care what anybody says.
But the fact that she went and gave something and left something on every person's station of hers. And like, you know what? I don't need this. They need it more. That is a sister right there. That is a good Judy. Props off to her for doing that because she didn't have to. The only thing Hormona Lisa left was her bob. So, yep. And I really do wish that more queens would follow suit with what she's been doing in Hormona Lisa and post their looks each week. We were talking about this earlier. Like, you spent so much time and money. And I think really several queens have done it, but what was her name? Oh God, who was it? That went first last season? Irene Dubois. She posted every single week the look of what she would have done for that challenge. And I love that because that made me really like Irene and want to see her on a future All-Stars or something. So please, queens, post your looks. We really want to see them. And then we find out the next week's challenge is going to be the Villains Roast with none other than Candy Muse, Mistress Isabel Brooks, and Plain Jane.
I do not like Mistress Isabel Brooks. Her makeup's always been very pageanty and dramatic. But I've noticed, especially since she's been losing weight, she paints her eyes with a black liner all the way into her hairline now.
Mm-hmm. She did that even in her season of Drag Race. That's a very Texas drag thing. Like Texas girls pull it into their line. Yeah. Yep. And this is looks like it's gonna be pre her losing weight. Like if y'all have not seen Mistress Isabel Brooks, y'all need to go look her up because Mistress looking fine as fuck these days.
She is skinny.
Mary said, Arietti, you are in danger. She could be the next Utica.
She just a baby.
She just a real baby.
Just a real baby.
Yeah, and Utica is now doing really, really great design looks. She's designed a ton of girls' finale looks and doing really great. Just Khan said, Mistress is giving divine with the eyebrows. I think it's on purpose. I think so too. Yep. So tell us what y'all think. Do you agree with who was eliminated? Do you think Corey King should be the one to have gone home?
I think Corey King, as much personality as she has, Lydia has been doing better in the challenges overall. And I feel like she deserved to stay, even if the lip sync wasn't as strong or people think it wasn't as strong. She has a better track record than Corey does. And they might have done it too because they see it as a hindrance for the show.
Yep.
So,
so who do you think is going to be in the top next week?
And what's the challenge? So the full challenge is the roast. So
they're going to be roasting Candy Muse, Mistress, and Plain Jane.
Susie too is probably going to do well. Oh, okay, that face. She has.
No. I'm just saying that because based off of her, like the RuPaul's Drag Race Live. But the RuPaul's Drag Race Live, the only reason she did so good on that is it was already written for her. So anything where she has to come up with material other than the reading challenge, she's not really done that well in. So that's why I'm just like, I don't, like, maybe she'll surprise me. I feel like Anya might do good. I feel like Jewels might do good. I'm trying to think back who did.
I'm like in a daze. So I said Susie, I thought that she would be in the top. Who's another one?
And by the way, there is no spoilers out there about who wins this challenge. So I have no idea who might win. I don't know. I feel like Sam might actually do good at this because Sam is very good at being catty and reading queens. And she had a couple, I feel like she might do it. And Susie might. I just feel like if she came pre-prepared with other people's material, Susie might do really good.
Did Anya Nerve do good in the reading challenge?
Yeah, she did. She had some good reads in there. Yeah, I think she might be good too. Yeah. Who do you think's in the most danger? Joseph Collins said it was Corey's time. Lydia did not deserve to be in the bottom, although I'm glad she was. And Arietti is going home. Susie will get her third win, maybe Lexi. I agree with you on I think Arietti is probably going to be in trouble because Arietti does not do good in shit like this.
Yeah, because there's one thing
she has just Arietti and Lydia in the bottom.
She's just been okay in the acting challenges or horrible in the acting challenges, and then like the one challenge that she had where she kind of had to go off script. And
I'm gonna make my three: Arietti, Lana, and Lydia. Those are going to be the bottoms. For the tops, because I'm going to say Sam, Jules. I'm going to say Sam, Jules, and Lexi. Because I feel like Anya has been on a little bit of a downward trajectory lately, and I feel like that she's going to have to ride that roller coaster.
Yeah. I was going to say Susie Toot, just going based off of what I know. I know we just talked about it a couple minutes ago, but I would say Susie Toot would be in my top. And yeah, I would say Sam.
Hi. Bye, Sophie Duffy.
She's always, hi, bye.
Sophie Duffy is a man, by the way.
My, did I say they were a girl?
Yeah.
What did I say?
She said she's always in and out.
I call everybody by she. I'm like, hey girl, yes. Oh yeah. Oh, she's eating us up. Oh yes. Like literally my brothers, my big manly football player brothers will walk in. Oh, she's working out this season. Yes. Like, I don't know. I misgender everybody, but it's not on purpose.
You're good, Mary. So who's your bottom three?
So my top two, I'm just going to go with the top two. I would say Sam Starr and Susie Toot would be like my top two. My bottom two would be Lydia and Arietti.
Cool. Oh, well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No. Oh yeah, y'all let us know. We said at the beginning, I said that we've had more engagement. This is probably going to be one of our shortest episodes. We're at an hour and a half. Normally we're an hour and 45 minutes to like 2.5 hours. So this is a good one. But let us know. We started an hour later tonight. We started at 8 instead of 7 Central Standard Time. Just because I had a dinner to go to and I wasn't going to be home in time. If y'all like this better and this works for y'all's schedules better, y'all that are here with us every week, let us know and we'll start doing it at 8 o'clock. I mean, it works for both of us. We're night owls.
Later than 8 o'clock.
Huh?
I said, but we won't be doing it no later than 8 o'clock.
No later than 8 o'clock. It'll be 8 o'clock. Set. We can do like keep it at 7, or we could even do like 7:30 or 8. So,
and y'all, we will be here for the rest of the season for RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. I think we've got another 6 weeks left. And then once that's finished, we will be on a short hiatus for about 3 or 4 weeks before RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10 starts. And
Big Brother.
Yep. The Traders, we are, so if you didn't know, on Thursday night at midnight, Lady Gaga's new album drops or new single drops. I don't know. But don't cancel me. But Steven is going to a midnight screening of it, I believe. So after The Traders airs, it's going to be 2 episodes. It's going to be the finale and it's going to be the reunion. We are going to go live for the finale. We will then be back maybe Sunday night, and we will then go over the reunion. So you're going to get 2 more episodes with us for the Traders. And Dakota may or may not join us for one of those.
Yes, I may join y'all for the Traders, like the finale episode. I may join for that just so I could like be on another recap show besides RuPaul's Drag Race. You know, that way I can stretch my hands across y'all's podcast channel. And I have been asked to maybe be a guest host on Big Brother when they do the recap on that when it starts airing. I might do like 1 or 2 because there's like 2 or 3 episodes a week, so I might do 1 or 2 episodes to help.
We are going to try. We're talking about it. We're working on it behind the scenes, but we're going to try to do a RuPaul or a Big Brother recap every time there's a live or an episode, so 3 times a week. And we're trying to work out the logistics of that now, and so we're trying to pull in people. So if you would like to join us for a Big Brother, and you know, jump in and maybe give your opinion here or there, reach out and let me know, and we will work on trying to get that out there. Because there's going to be a little bit of a hiatus between Traders and Drag Race and Big Brother starting, we are looking at possibly doing a review of $1 Million Secret, which is the new Netflix series that's coming out. If you have anything else that you think that you might like to see us talk about or do between now and Big Brother, please let us know. Joseph Collins said, perfect start time. New episode of The Traders will drop early. The reunion will drop at normal time. You don't have to delay. Yeah. Hopefully we won't, but we're only going to be able to do one episode because trying to get everyone to watch it is just like pulling teeth. If we can do both, we'll do both, but it just depends on what time it drops because Steven has to be out by 11:30 Eastern time that night.
It would be too chaotic to do The Traders literally Thursday night, an hour after it airs, and then do RuPaul's Drag Race an hour on Friday night after it airs. That's why.
No. We're not talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. No, we're just talking about The Traders. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's another reason why we don't do RuPaul's Drag Race. We always do it on Monday. We have a couple of days because it'd be too chaotic to do a show one after the other in the week. Because let me know if y'all like it or not. Do you enjoy having the slideshow where you're able to see things and we're able to kind of pull and talk about that a little bit more? Or would you prefer where we don't have that? Because, just let us know. They'll probably start to have more guest hosts regularly because there's 5 people running the podcast. It's Mackenzie, V, Frank, Josh, and Steven that are all running, but they all have lives. They're all busy. That's why you don't see a lot of them as much. So that's why you see Mackenzie and Steven running the Traders this season, and me and Mackenzie, she asked me to help out this season on RuPaul's Drag Race because everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. So,
busy in a good way too.
Yes.
People are doing some really great things that it's not my place to talk about, but they will talk about when they come on, hopefully, but doing some really cool shit out there. So, Dakota, where can the ladies and the gentlemen and the theys and thems find you on social media?
The same place. I'm Dakota Rain XOXO on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It's DAKOTARAINEXOXO.
And you all can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at KenzieJoe205 or Blue Sky, and on Twitter at Kenzie_reality. Also, make sure that if you're watching us on YouTube, that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell notification so that you get notified every time we go live. And if you will, live comments are great, but as soon as we end this, if you just hit refresh, scroll down and comment underneath the video, that really helps out our engagement and it helps push us out to even more people. And we need that so much. You can also follow the Couch Potato Queens on Facebook. We are also on Twitter. We are on here on YouTube. So find us where you like us. And again, we will be back here on Thursday night, 10:15, 9, somewhere in that area, for the Traders. Then we will be back here on Sunday night to do the Traders reunion. Me and Dakota will be back here next Monday night to do RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 10, The Villains Roast. And we love you all so much. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.